Now let us start with the first family of hydrocarbons, that is alkane. Alkanes definition: these are hydrocarbons in which carbon atoms are bonded to each other by a single covalent bonds. Means the bond between carbon and carbon is only single, and the bond between one carbon to another carbon, that is a single bond. So that is what we call it alkane. So alkane is made up between carbon and carbon, there is a single bond. There is a single bond. So it is made up of the carbon chain, and this carbon chain is joined by a single bond between carbon to carbon, and that is why we say alkane are hydrocarbons in which carbon's atom are bonded to each other by a single covalent bond. Kwa hiyo carbon na carbon zimeunganishwa na bondi moja, bondi moja. Kati ya carbon na carbon ni bondi moja, hiyo tunaita alkane. And since the carbon skeleton is full with hydrogen, then they are called saturated hydrocarbons. Kwa hiyo ukikuta hii kwa sababu hii hapa carbon na hii hapa carbon na hii hapa carbon zote zinakuwa full joints with hydrogen, tunaziita saturated hydrocarbons. Now alkane are the saturated hydrocarbons because all of the bonds that revolves around the carbon are occupied by hydrogen, and that is why we say that are called saturated hydrocarbons. So in short, the difference between other families of hydrocarbons and this one, this is joints between carbon and carbon inaunganishwa na nini? Na single bond, na ndio maana tunaita single bonded hydrocarbons. And the general formula for this one, the general formula is CnH2n plus C plus 2. This is the general formula where N represents the number of carbons. Because the number of carbons are represented by N. If now you are talking for the carbon, example, the carbon, if number of carbon is 1, that is CN, H is 2N plus 2. Kwa maana palipo na N utaweka moja. Kwa hiyo maana yake ni C1 halafu ni H2 times 1 plus 2, ambayo itakuwa ni C1 H2 plus that one, that is equal now to 4. Kwa hiyo this is for the first ambayo ni CH4. Lakini what if number of carbon is equal now to 2? Now we say it is C2, then H, it is 2 times 2 plus 2, ambayo sasa itakuwa ni C2 ambayo ni H4 plus 2 is 6. Kwa utaona zinaongezeka as you keep on increasing the number of carbons. Now this is the general formula for what we call it alkane. Now alkanes have the general formula that is CnH2n plus 2. Manake N determines the number of carbons which are present. Kwa ukiangalia structure, if this is a carbon now, it must, kwa sababu carbon ni tetravalent element. Kwa maana hiyo, na hii tunaongelea hydrocarbons. Kama tunazungumzia hydrocarbons na carbon ni tetravalent element, kwa lazima iwe revolves, lazima izungukwe na hydrogen 4. Lazima izungukwe na hydrogen 4. Lazima izungukwe na hydrogen 4. Lakini the same applied ukija hapa, this is C, it is C. Kwa maana ukiangalia carbon hii imeshikwa na bondi moja, kwa zinazobaki ni bondi zingine 3, kwa sababu ni tetravalent element, na bondi moja tunasema bondi moja sasa na valence moja. Kwa maana hiyo kama hii ni tetravalent element, lazima sasa izungukwe na valence zingine 4. Kwa hiyo maana yake sasa 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Kwa maana hiyo hii ndio inaweza ikakamilisha structure yake. In case ukaongeza hydrogen nyingine kutoka hapa, utakuwa umetengeneza problem. So simply because this is a tetravalent element, it must be written with 4 valences. In the absence of those 4 valences, you have done in the full way. And that is why once it is occupied, all of the bonds are occupied by hydrogen, we call it saturated. It is saturated because all of the bonds have been occupied by the hydrogen bonds. Because that is all about what we call it, what is an alkanes, what is the general formula, and what is the structure of alkane. That's how we